Hey there, all my sexy Dexter fans. I hope you guys are doing marvelously. As always, I would wish nothing less for you. So today I am releasing 2 separate Dexter vlogs, and one of them is going to focus more on what the critics are saying about the premiere of Season 7. There have been some people with the insider connections that have already gotten to view it, so we're going to look at their take on how Season 7 is starting off, as well as some interviews that have been done with Michael C. Hall and Jennifer Carpenter about the relationship changes between Deborah and Dexter in Season 7, and just their working together, how things are looking, their hopes for the season, etc. So that is what this video is going to be about, and in my other video we're going to look at some teasers and hints about the plot, as well as new promo pictures and videos. So if you want to check out those hints, then check the link in the description or the annotation here. And if you're interested as to what the crew of Dexter are thinking, or what the critics are thinking of the new premiere, then stick around and we shall talk about it in this video. So first of all, we are going to look at the tweets of some particularly lucky individuals who have gotten to see the premiere of Dexter Season 7. So let's see what they have to say. Adam Wright of TVDoneRight.com says, "The word game changer is thrown around often hastily, but this season premiere of Dexter actually lives up to it and more." He then adds, "After watching the screener, I can say that the Season 7 premiere of Dexter makes up for the awful Season 6. Holy crap, minds will be blown." I didn't even dislike Season 6, so apparently this is supposed to be 10,000 times better. I'm down for that. Meg Masters of TVLine.com says, "An extended Dexter Season 7 promo kicked off its TCA's 2012 panel and brought tears to my eyes. In a word, outstanding. Couldn't adore this show more." And she adds, "All I want to do is tweet every little detail about Dexter's Season 7 premiere. I won't though. Here's what I'll say. Loved it. Hashtag self-control." Way to go, girl, because I would have none if I was in your position. Bilal Mian of Poptimal.com says, "Dexter Season 7 premiere has blown my freaking mind out of the water. Faith restored." And Jarrett Weiselman of TheInsider.com and ET Online also says, "Dexter Season 7 premiere is unrelenting, reinvigorates the series and characters, and the last minute will have you begging for the next episode." Basically, for those of you who are kind of disenchanted with Dexter through seasons like 5 and 6, those are arguably some of the weaker ones according to the general consensus. If you were in that crowd, I think you're really going to get your kicks with Season 7 here. I've seen nothing but rave reviews. There are tons of other ones out there just blowing up Twitter land, but I think that we are all in for a crazy treat here. Continuing on, there are some really interesting interviews that I have read that have been done with Michael C. Hall, who plays Dexter, and Jennifer Carpenter, who plays Deborah. And they've got some really cool things to say. I mean, not only about their working relationship with one another after they got divorced in real life. They seem to be doing pretty dang good. But they also talk about what's going on with their characters in the new season and how their interactions together are just completely reinvigorating everything. In fact, in an interview that was done with Michael C. Hall and Jennifer at the Television Critics Association press tour on July 30th, he says, "Whatever your opinion about the ranking of the seasons, Dexter is never more compelling than when he is in trouble. And he's never been in deeper trouble than he is now." And I believe that to be very true. I've actually been rewatching Season 2 in preparation for the release of number 7. And yeah, it's so interesting to see just how Dexter grapples with everything when he's in trouble, like when he was in deep water with Dokes, whom I miss dearly, and I know we all just secretly want him to come back and just surprise motherfucker his way back in this business. But yeah, so for those of you who didn't like the last 2 seasons, we get to see Dexter in a whole new crisis that is going to be very exciting. They're feeling extremely confident with where they're at right now. The whole crew really is just tight here. And it's very interesting. Jennifer said something that was worded very weirdly about the premiere of season 7 and how she felt with that whole opening scene, just picking right up where season 6 left off. What she says of that scene is, "It's sort of perfect. I didn't want Deborah to lose any credibility with the audience. I wanted the things we've claimed to be true about her to remain so, and the executive producer Scott Buck and the team of writers and producers did a great job. It was the strangest, scariest seduction scene in a weird way. It was also the first time I felt Deb's power as a lieutenant. I felt as weak and as powerful as I've ever been as an actor and as a character. We're fresh off a very long, very generous hiatus, and that was the first scene that we had shot. And it was very hard, but once Michael C. Hall and I shook the dust off in rehearsals and everything, it was so easy. I didn't have to manipulate anything. It was all right there." So I just found it interesting that she describes it as a strange, scary seduction scene. And you almost kind of get that sense. For those of you who have seen the 2-minute sneak peek that Showtime uploaded to YouTube, like just the way that Dexter's approaching her and just like, "Deb, put down the gun," like da-da-da-da-da, and she's backing up, she's still got her gun drawn, but he keeps moving closer. And just as the proximity between them, becomes greater, you can also, you can just sense that there is this weird energy, especially since Deb was going into the church to tell Dexter how she really felt. So there's a lot of insanity there, and I think that's a really interesting way to describe it. And it's very sweet that Michael C. Hall and Jennifer are working so well together as actors despite the divorce. What Dexter says. What Michael says is, "I've never had a better scene partner than Jennifer. Her generosity, volatility of her performance, sense of danger she brings to the dynamic, commitment, sense of investment. I'm astonished watching her." And then Jennifer says of him, "Michael sets the tone for the entire show." So very cool. And they also talk a little bit about Ray Stevenson's new character, who we haven't really heard much about in a while. And Michael says he brings a real gravity, weight, and complexity. He's playing a character who certainly has his darkness, but uniqueness and nuance, and he manages to convey it all in a way that to the outside seems pretty effortless. And actually, Michael comments on how Dexter thought about killing Deborah, or how people have been wondering, if it crossed his mind. And he says, he's a serial killer. It at least has to cross his mind, as, that would be an easy solution to his problem. But it's very interesting because having just watched a little bit of season 2 right before doing this vlog, and I watched the episode where Dexter traps Dokes out in the cabin that's out in the Everglades, and LaGuerta is doing everything that she possibly can to prove his innocence. And when Deborah confronts her about the phone call that LaGuerta made to Dokes that she didn't report, LaGuerta just said, when you really care about someone, you have to do what you have to do. And it just kind of resonates with what Deborah is going to have to do. And it's just very interesting, and how Dexter had to grapple with what to do with Dokes because he was innocent. And Dexter's always been big on protecting others. And so, there is going to be so much cool stuff to see in this season. There is another really awesome interview that I read that was done with Michael C. Hall, kind of talking about more of the same, going into different detail, and that link is in the description as well. So be sure to watch my other video, which looks at the announcements of episode titles, of new promo photos and videos, and plot hints and rumors and possibilities and facts. So if you want to see all that, check out the other video, link in the description, as well as annotation here. And thanks so much for watching. Feel free to comment whatever you like, your thoughts, what your favorite season has been so far, your hopes for season 7. I am all ears. So again, thanks so much for watching. You guys are marvelous and beautiful. Mwah. Love you all. So stay tuned, and I will keep you guys in the know.